we'll get started for the, looks like a Racing for Recovery Spooky Halloween Support Group meeting. All right, thank you for attending the Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting. We are focused on maintaining a drug-free and healthy lifestyle. Since 2001, our open forum meeting welcomes parents, adolescents, recovering individuals, and anyone who supports our mission. Your suggestions, comments, or ideas are welcome to make our meetings the best they can be. The Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting is a cutting-edge alternative to what is currently offered. By combining substance abusers, families, friends, and the public at large, we have created an environment that is beneficial to everyone who has been affected by alcohol and drug addiction. Meeting start time is 7 p.m. Please be on time. Please turn off your cell phones, and please only one person speaks at a time. When you do speak, do it loudly so everybody in Hoboken, New Jersey can hear you on live stream. We will sign your attendance slips. It looks like they're up here tonight, but if you left it out in the hallway, we'll get those too. The only thing we ask of you guys is that you're honest. Be honest with the awesomeness that you're doing, and if you're battling something, be honest about that too so we can help you to the best of our ability. Feel free to openly share your comments and points of view on how alcohol and drug addiction has impacted your life. This meeting is open to people of all ages and welcomes diversity. So please refrain from using excessive foul language or language that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability in order to maintain an atmosphere of respect and dignity for all who are present. If you see a visitor, a new member, or a returning member that you haven't seen in a while, please warmly welcome them into our program. Please refrain from leaving the meeting when it's in progress, and please don't smoke or vape or throw trash on our property. That's all we ask. Who has our lifestyles of recovery? Bueller?
Sorry.
Into you?
Guidelines for the lifestyle of recovery. The lifestyles of recovery guidelines are intended to be utilized by recovering individuals, their families, and anyone else who is striving to avoid substance abuse and achieve sobriety. Recognizing that substance abuse ruins lives. 2, wanting to pursue positive alternatives to substance abuse such as our education, employment, quality relationships, and health and fitness. 3, using resources such as friends, family, teachers, and peers as a way to achieve and remain sober. Adding sports, art, or music to these resources will help us stay focused and motivated. 4, finding balance and working toward making it a part of everyday life. 5, building self-esteem and confidence through sobriety to combat negative feelings regarding oneself. 6, understanding that negative behaviors of isolation and self-pity lead to self-destruction. 7, lifting a person up is different than allowing them to continue their destructive lifestyles. Being there for yourself and be patient with your friends and family. 8, learning how to help without supporting the addict's behavior, providing assistance to the recovering individual that will improve their lives, not furthering their usage. 9, recognizing personal challenges and integrating them into our lifestyles as challenges to triumph over. 10, caring for our personal, emotional, physical, and spiritual individuality is a source we use for our sense of worth. Each person is truly magnificent. Our mission at Racing for Recovery is to prevent all forms of substance abuse by promoting a lifestyle of fitness and health for all those affected by addiction.
Okay, is there anybody here for their first ever Racing for Recovery meeting tonight? I know you got it. Cool. Anybody from out of state that's here for the first time? All right. Florida. In the back? Where are you from?
Here.
Oh.
Toledo.
Well, they get the prize
This is my
then.
first one.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now is everybody is going to get an opportunity to very loudly say your name and why you've chosen to come here tonight. Dustin.
I'm Dustin. I come to Racing for Recovery because it has helped empower me to keep improving my life every day and making it the best that it can be.
Sir. Yeah.
I'm Aaron, and I'm here to listen and be supportive.
I'm Edna, and I'm here because I like who I am sober better than who I am.
I'm Dave. I'm here to support my son, Steve.
I'm Steve. I come here to stay sober.
I'm here to change my life.
I'm AJ. I'm here to maintain my drive and motivation towards self-betterment.
I'm Patrick, and I'm here because it's part of my routine and to remain teachable, and I enjoy being here.
I'm Aaron. I'm here to be the best person I can be.
And I'm here to give and get support.
My name is Mike. I'm here to continue living in sobriety and happy to be surrounded by all the wonderful people.
My name is John. I'm here to stay focused and not get complacent.
I'm Karen. I'm here to support my son, Mike.
And I'm Mike, just here to keep getting better and learn something new every day.
I'm Carly. I'm here for myself. I'm Gina. I'm just here to listen. Sorry. I'm Taylor. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm Taylor. I'm here because it's what's working so far.
I'm Justin. I'm here to support, learn, to inspire, and be inspired.
I'm Kaylee. I'm so happy to be here tonight. I haven't been out a while. And I'm so proud to be sitting here next to my brother who's sober for over 60 days.
I'm Keaton. It's been a while since I've been here. Doing the program for many years. So glad to be back for a little bit.
I'm proud of you, dude.
Thanks.
Wow, good to see you. Yeah.
I'm Tony. I'm here to remain teachable.
That's what I want to know. Brittany, go ahead.
I'm Brittany. I'm here because I can't rely on anybody but myself.
I'm Candace, and I'm here to stand right now.
So,
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm here because I love all y'all. Hi, I'm Penny. I'm here to support the program.
I'm Bobby, and tonight I'm here to support my mom.
I'm Kelsey. I'm here to learn to live a better life.
I'm Laura, and I'm here to stay sober.
I'm Tyler. I'm here to continue working on myself.
I'm Melissa, and Racing for Recovery gave me back a life worth living, so I like to come by when I can.
Good to see you.
My name's Lisa, and I miss these meetings, and I'm glad to be back.
Awesome. Yeah. Go ahead. Brittany.
I'm Brittany, and I'm here because with sobriety, anything is possible, including hardships, but with the hard work and self-love, I know I'm capable of facing anything, especially with the support of everybody in this room.
My name is Tiffany. I'm here for the consistent growth and to continue to be happy.
My name is Elena, and I'm here to address my trauma and heal from it so that I don't keep going back to.
My name is Josh. I come here to stay focused and on this path of sobriety.
John.
My name is John. I'm here because I choose to be. It's here for the positive vibes tonight.
I'm Randall. I come to these meetings to constantly keep growing and remain focused on what truly matters in life.
I'm Des, and I'm here for growth.
I'm Shelby. I'm here to stay consistent for the positivity.
I'm Levi, and I'm here to be with my family.
I'm Zach, and I'm here for the better half of my life.
I'm Calvin. I'm here for healing.
I'm Allie. I'm here because I'm worth it.
I'm Jessica, and I'm here because this place is changing my life.
James, I'm here because it's called because I miss my pizza.
Diane.
I'm Diane. I'm here to support this program and everybody in it.
You had a 32nd birthday on Sunday, right?
No. I stopped comp time.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Sharmini, and I'm here only because of God's grace and mercy.
Awesome.
I'm Candy, and I'm here because I deserve to live my best life.
Yes, you do. Kristen.
I'm Kristen, and I'm here to continue growing and live a happy, healthy life.
I'm Junior. I'm here because a year or so ago, walking through that door, I had to use the crutches of my addiction to survive every day, and throughout the process coming here, Racing for Recovery has let me, I guess you would say, throw those crutches down and live day to the fullest without utilizing any kind of substance, and I'm proud to say I'm drug-free.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm here to grow.
Everybody, this is Jan. Jan's here to support me and everybody else here. Since I'm yapping, I'm Larry. I'm here because Thursday's my favorite meeting. I get to see everybody, all these beautiful faces and people I only see once a week. I noticed Grandma's not here, and she's going through, I think she's having a surgery. So at the end of the day, or now, or whenever, just keep her in your prayers and thoughts for a speedy recovery, because she'll be missed. I miss her today. Thank you.
Larry's too embarrassed to say this, but I want to let everybody know that he has a truck and he's available to move anybody anytime. So don't get fooled by the boxes in the back. He really wants you to ask him to move your stuff.
You can take the cans by yourself. Put them in your Lexus. There you go.
That's an inside joke. Sorry. All right. Go ahead, Jim.
My name's Jalen, and I'm here. This is working for me. I've come a long way. I'm real proud of myself, and I'm working.
My name's Bob, and I'm here for lifestyle.
I'm David. I'm here. I need to be, want to be, and regardless of anything, this program has shown me a new way of life. But I know I still have a long way to go. And I want to support Bobby and Penny because I know they're going through some tough times right now.
I'm Dan, and I'm here to stay on point.
I'm Brittany, and I'm here to continue changing my life for the better.
Can you do your announcement again from last night?
Yeah, sure. I went down to the Ohio Board of Nursing yesterday and found out that I'm going to be able to have my RN license reinstated in a year. So.
My name's Tom. I come here to continue to learn.
My name is Roberta, and I'm here to learn.
My name is Roberta, and I get strength from this group.
Very cool.
I'm Justin, formerly known as Jay Nutty. Through this program, I've learned that I can still be nutty without substance.
That's right. That's right.
I'm Tyler. Listen and learn. I'm Adam, here because this program works.
I'm Ryan. I love everything about Race and Recovery so far, and I'm actually celebrating 4 weeks over.
All right.
I'm Angie, and I'm here to stay focused.
I'm Trent. I'm here to listen, learn, and get healthy. I'm Zach. I'm here to learn and to stay sober.
I'm Dylan. I'm here to stay sober.
I'm Matt. I'm here to stay on the right track.
I'm Kathy, and I'm Matt's mom, and I'm here to support him and everybody else. And this is just a great program, and I'm truly just blessed and proud to spend this time with my son and see how well he's doing.
I'm Bill, and I'm here for support.
I'm Michael, and I'm here to be happy.
I'm Hannah, and I'm here to support my brother Michael.
And I'm Michael, and I come here for happiness.
I'm Jackie. I'm here for positivity. I'm here for the healing, and I'm here because I haven't enabled anybody.
That's good.
I'm Teresa, and I'm here to stay strong and sober, and without Racing for Recovery, I've not been able to be where I'm at today.
I'm Samantha, and I'm here to continue learning.
I'm Bob, and I'm here to support my daughter Samantha.
And I'm Gaba, here to support Sam and all of you here that are working really hard. See a lot of hope in all your faces.
That's cool.
I'm Carolyn. I'm Aaron's mama. I've been coming here for a long time. I still like to come back because I do remember when I used to come in this meeting, back when my son was struggling, how broken I was and that feeling of not knowing what's to come. But our family made it through, and my son's going on 4 years, and I just like to come back to remember that there's hope and to support the group.
I'm Rick. I'm here to support this wonderful program and the wonderful people in it in memory of my son Jacob, and I hope you all attend the race on Saturday and have a great time.
Hi, Mike. A few years back I found Racing for Recovery and found out I didn't have to ever use drugs or alcohol again because of the choice. And for that, I'm grateful. And I value my life today.
I'm Devin. I'm here to listen and learn, and proud to say that this program has changed my life, and I'm 22 days clean today.
Hi, I'm Patrice, and I just want to, first of all, I just want to say I thank the people who brought the food and the people that prepared it.
Yeah.
And I'm just blessed to be here. That's why I'm here.
I'm Jeff. I'm here to support Emily and everyone here.
And I'm Kirsten. I'm here to support Emily and this amazing program.
I'm Emily. I'm here to hold myself accountable, to stay consistent, and to hear some good stuff.
And I'm Chelsea. I'm here for self-care, and I also like to just say one thing, that I love seeing everybody's support here, and I wanted to cry the whole time because I've never seen so much in one room, having family members and everything, and then speaking up. And I have 4 months.
I'm Jordan, and I'm here because this is what I do on Thursdays.
I'm Todd, and I'm here because this is what I do on Thursdays, and it's what I've been doing on Thursdays since 2001. I'm honored to be here. Who has the answer?
Right here. The answer by Donald D. Carr. Running from the misery, trying to escape the pain. As I approach the light of hope that lies before me, each step overwhelms me. Every breath sears my throat. I ache. My body rebels against me. My memories torment me. Agony has become my closest companion. My demons mock me as I dangle helplessly above the abyss of alcohol and drug abuse. Voices all sound the same, criticizing, accusing, blaming me for what happened. They don't understand. They don't care who I am. I'm a human being full of thoughts and feelings. I'm worth saving. Just show me the way. At last, I reach the light of promise. There stands the answer. Open arms, understanding smiles, looks of trust, and so begins Racing for Recovery.
Okay, a couple things we have going on. Actually, Saturday's a cool day. We have our 18th annual 5K, which is one of the biggest things we do all year. Come on out and be a part of that. It's going to be fun. And then Saturday, I think, what time does it start out here? Saturday, we got a Halloween party starting 6. Thank you. 6 o'clock till, we know when?
We fall over.
From constant
dancing.
Okay. All right. So Saturday morning and Saturday night going to be a good day. Come on out and be a part of all of that. Thanks to everybody who put Saturday night together with the party. I know Candy, you were instrumental in that, and I don't know who else was involved, but thank you if you're doing that. Once again, to Tyler and everybody who's helping to cook and who helps to clean up and everything, thank you very much for what you're doing with that. Okay, how about we do, let's do this. I came to the Wednesday meeting last night. I don't think I've been to a Wednesday meeting in probably a decade. So it was nice to come in and see a different format, I guess, if you will. And listening to the poem that Kelly wrote, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I wondered why we don't do that on Thursdays, and I think it's because of time thing. So I want to do 2 subjects for tonight. I was reading Kelly's thing here, and in the what Racing for Recovery means to her, one of the R's in this is R. Remember the reasons you are seeking sobriety. So I want to talk about that, and then also let's do how do you overcome adversity of any kind, whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual, intellectual, unemployment, whatever it is. How do you overcome adversity to sustain sobriety, and why are you seeking it in the first place? And go. Go ahead.
I've been sober about 3.5 years now, but when I first got sober, my life was unmanageable. I didn't feel anything. When I was happy, I drank. When I was sad, I drank. I drank to cover up every feeling that a person can have. And when I got sober, that was really overwhelming to deal with all of that all at once. But if you just take it day by day and moment by moment, knowing that that next drink wasn't a choice anymore, it's not, like, for me, it just wasn't. I wasn't able to go back to that. Because my life, I knew that my life wasn't going to get better if I did that. I knew I had to take that next step to make my life better.
You've been around here for a while. What would you say to somebody new walking in here for the first time about how to get 3.5 years?
I would just say, really, I like to return to what worked when I was having those bad days. Because I feel like sometimes we forget that those things worked. So, like, whatever worked in the first 5 days of you getting sober, if you're having a bad day at 6 months, at 9 months, when we start to, have those good feelings and then something bad happens, it's only going to be worse if you don't go back to those coping skills that helped you in the first place.
Well said. Well said. John?
Yeah, I did not like the person that I became because of drugs and alcohol. I was miserable and I hated myself. Dealing with adversity, that was doing drugs. Like, that was how I dealt with all my problems. I didn't know how to be an adult and handle things maturely without using. Like today, I'm starting to learn new coping skills. I'm embracing my trauma and certain things that I went through in my past, and instead of hiding from it and not dealing with it, accepting it for what it is and dealing with it and not using, which is, I feel like, the most important thing. My biggest thing here is support. I have so much support here. Recently, I really found that out. Just how much people care and love here, and I've never had that anywhere else. That's why I will always call this place my home. It's just super grateful for Racing for Recovery. Very privileged to be here. Love all you guys.
Charmony. You had your hand up, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought I clarified that with you. We didn't have a thing there? No? Better do a UA. Okay. Who's up? Brittany.
One of the reasons why I decided to change my lifestyle and to change my life for the better is because I had a sudden realization that I wanted to live and that I wanted to love myself. After so long of hating myself and so many attempts against my life, and just not caring and doing anything to put myself in harm's way just because I hated myself. I wanted to love myself so that I could be an example for my kids. I know that it is not an easy world for anybody to live in anymore, and I want to give my kids a fighting chance. And the only way that I'm going to be able to do that is by being an example of how to love yourself. And along the way, I have come across adversity and just molehills that I thought were mountains, but that I've gotten through. I've been able to do that by listening and being open-minded and leaning on my peers when I needed them the most. And when there was things that I had a hard time letting go of or knowing how to process, my one-on-ones were instrumental in being able to get through some of those things, including the mountains that I did come across in sobriety. And taking with sobriety anything is possible, like I said in my introduction. Like I look at it both ways. There are hardships and there are feats that you come across even in sobriety that are possible. and keeping that in mind and knowing that instead of reacting, I'm putting action behind processing and doing things in a more positive manner rather than just emotionally reacting and or not wanting to feel those emotions at all.
Awesome. AJ?
My reason for wanting to become sober, like I actually spoke up in yesterday's meeting as well. It kind of goes along with that. Failure. I hated the taste of failure. I hated feeling defeated. And I wanted happiness. And I decided to start taking action towards that. So I found a place like this, and I started blazing that trail. As far as adversity, it wasn't something I, in the past, it's not something that's been best dealt with for me because, like John said, that's one of the reasons I would use some of the stressful situations in my life, things I had to deal with on a daily basis and everything. Nowadays, I welcome it. I mean, everything that pops up externally in my life, with me doing all the right things and making all the right moves, they're just delaying the process, you know? I'm gonna get to my end goal every single time. I know it. I feel it. I have a lot of drive and motivation these days. That's why I say what I say in my introduction, you know? And like I said yesterday, I want to be a role model as well, like Brittany said, you know? Not just for my kids and not just for anybody close to me, or particularly for people like me. I usually don't talk about the stuff in the meetings and stuff like that, but as most of you know, I used to be in the Army, and I have been diagnosed with PTSD and stuff. And with that comes a stigma. People already have their reservations and preconceived notions on that, you know. This came up in my personal life a lot recently, you know. And I get to be a shining example of a healthy way to deal with that, you know. And then not all cases are so extreme, you know. And it's not that it's okay for guys like me to go get help. Because like in the Army and stuff like that, asking for help or asking for anything or you know, it's just it seems weak, you know. That's how it's perceived, like, but it's not, you know. And I'm doing all the right things now because of it. So that'll pass.
I think I can speak for everybody in here with respect to you being in the service. I think most of us just want to say thanks. That's it, right? Not judging anything or what, no, just thanks, right? Mr. Vegan Tim.
Hey, all right. You have to tell everybody. Didn't come out of the closet yet. You know, I wanted to get sober. Not really for me. My wife and my kids got to see me when they're adults now, but when they got to see me when they were younger, my kids, I was a good dad. And when I was going down this destructive lifestyle, I was hurting them. And I thought, well, I'll get sober for them. You know, I won't be happy. I'll be a dry sober person, or they call it dry drunk or whatever, and not live. But you know, when I found this place, it just right away I realized that you can actually live and be happy. And now I'm doing this for myself now. My family's they have seen so much change in me. They forgot that, now that they look at me now, they didn't realize how miserable I really was when I was going through all the drinking. It was a selfish thing I was doing just because I wanted to do it. But I was just, fighting a lot of demons and hated myself. So yeah, I did it for them, but now it's this program has taught me so much, and I look back in the past. It's coming up on 5 months, and I look back in the past, and these past 5 months of doing things that I normally wouldn't do without drinking and stuff like that has been the best best time of my life right now. I can enjoy my family even more. I was just there as a husband and a dad these past 5, 6, 7 years when I started drinking heavy. I just played the role, you know. I smiled when I was supposed to smile, complimented my family when I was supposed to, but there was, I was so consumed with the alcohol, and I'm glad I can do this and be happy now. And I just think it's going to keep getting better.
100%. Germany's up. Charlie.
Yeah, since you called me out, I feel obligated now. So. But anyways, the reason why I seek sobriety, I've survived years of abuse that I've put upon myself, you know, childhood trauma, molestation, abortions, abusive relationships, just all that negativity. And God spared me. I didn't die. I could be in jail. I could be 6 feet underground. But I'm here, alive, breathing, and I have a second chance to turn all that negativity into positive. And that's why I'm here, because I know I'm destined for greatness. The devil wouldn't fight so hard if I weren't going to be somebody great. I think that says enough. And as far as overcoming adversity, for me, let go and let God. I can't control it. No sense in me stressing or worrying about stuff I can't control, so I give it to God. Thanks.
Good to see you. Bobby, you're up.
So I got, you know, remembering why I got sober. I was tired of like it just existing and not actually living. You know, going to bed miserable and waking up pissed off. And I just didn't want to live like that anymore. I knew I was better than that, and I knew I had more. You know, I wasn't present for my daughter. You know, I was there, but no fatherly, nothing given. And I was just tired of disappointing people and disappointing myself, and you know, losing things over and over and over again. And you know, now like I really get to be present in life. You know, mindful of everything around me. And you know, like my grandfather passed away 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, and I was there, you know, at my grandparents while he was passing away, you know. But I was in the garage drinking and smoking cigarettes and having a good old time, like it was a party, and not really getting to say goodbye. And now my grandmother she's dying, and I'm there and I'm talking to her and I'm listening and I'm telling her things and hearing her talk, and you know, and actually getting to spend what could be the last hours with her or anything. And you know, if I didn't get sober, I wouldn't even be around.
Wow. Tiffany. Yeah, I see your name on the list. Go ahead.
What's the question?
What's your name? How do you overcome adversity? And why are you seeking sobriety?
Okay. Well, my number one reason why I'm seeking sobriety now is because of myself. Any other time that I've tried to get sober, I've done it for everybody else, family, pretty much being the number one. It never worked out. I never really had value of myself or love for myself. Anything good, I've never had it within myself. The past 5-6 months, I had a huge reality check, and I absolutely like the sobriety that I have gained within this past whatever has been the best moments and the best time of my life. I can really say that. And because of this place and the people in this place and the people who run this place, I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't
for a select few of you that work here, you included. And I take like great pride in this place, because I just do. And today I feel like I have a voice, maybe a loud one, but I have one, and I stand up for myself. I stand up for what I think is right, and I also stand up for what I think is wrong. I absolutely love my life today, and I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing and what works for me.
Dustin?
Yeah, I guess I got Mr. Brady this time because at first, like, I was just doing it just to try to avoid some legal trouble, if I'm honest. But then, like, once I came here, like, I started to realize that, like, you know, like, I wanted, like, after spending like, a week here, I realized, wow, like, these people are onto something here. Like, they're happy, they're living a joyful life. Like, that's what I wanted. So then I finally went into it, like, all right, like, I like deserve to be happy. Like, I'm worth it. Like, I don't gotta bring myself down anymore. I can live a life of sobriety instead of just white knuckling and just not using, which probably would have been a matter of time before I went back out because I wasn't doing anything to help myself. But then when I came here, I started helping myself, and like I realized I don't have to like run from my pain anymore. I get to face it head on, and like, you know, that's adversity right there. Like, you know, as long as I don't use, like, I'll be able to tackle anything that's in my path. Like, as long as I go into strong mental focus, nothing can stop me. And like I finally, like, I've never been able to like say that type of stuff about myself. I was always hating myself. I don't hate myself anymore. Like, I for once love myself, and because of my actions led to being able to help out some other family members, which makes, you know, giant relief off my shoulders, which is good. And just this place has done so much for me and my family. Like, I'll always be eternally grateful.
Keith?
What got me to want to be sober is I had a family willingness. My wife leaving me, losing my house for the umpteenth time, about to be homeless, sold my car for drugs. I mean, countless times and stuff like that just wasn't enough. That pain was just masked by the drugs. And I continued to try to just stop doing drugs. I tried to do different programs and different meetings and stuff like that, and nothing was working. But it was because I kept wanting to put the drug down. But what was really driving everything was my trauma and my pain and my misery that I continued to live in because I wasn't ready to deal with those things. I still wanted to put that stuff to the side and just say, just get me off the drugs, and I'll be fine. I'll figure out how to live from there. But finally, I went through some stuff and just broke down and realized that if I don't start working through these traumas that I've had and start addressing the issues in my life and the problems that I have in myself, then I'm never going to be able to stop doing the drugs. It's going to consistently, the drugs, even if I stop them, the trauma is still going to control my life. I'm never going to be able to be happy. I'm never going to be able to live normal. And it took to that point of something happening that I just finally realized that I was tired of it. And I just, the fact of where my head was at and what I wanted to do was just too painful, and I needed it to stop. And so for me, it was just having the willingness to go in and get the actual help that I really needed.
Keaton, how many years have I known you?
Since like 2014.
So I'm not gonna.
That maybe.
Let me ask you a question, like, and not. I know how to ask this. I know that I conveyed this process to you probably since 2014. Is there something that I could have done to make you speak the way you're speaking now? Like what?
Hell, I was on my own. I mean, I had my family kind of apart, but I was so wrapped up in not, like I said about the traumas, I did not want to address them. I did not want to talk to anybody about them, and I was not going to. You know, I just, there was nothing anybody could do, and I just needed to, like I said, find that willingness, you know? And a lot of the time that I was in here, my mom and dad pushed me. You know what I mean? I was doing it for family. And it just wasn't enough. You know what I mean? I didn't want to open up.
Dude, it's good to see you.
Thanks.
Randall, you're up.
I want to talk about overcoming adversity. I think one of the biggest things in my sobriety was maturity. That was one of the absolute biggest things. Not acting like a child anymore. Actually kind of growing up and being an adult. Am I perfect at it today? Of course not. It's constantly, I'm constantly working at it. I was always putting emotion and, like we say, E over I. I was always pushing emotion over my intellect. I always thought that me reacting to someone's emotion was the answer, and it's not. I think, I don't know, I had to stop looking just through my set of eyes and gain perspective to what everyone else sees. And that really made me empathetic to a lot of people's situations. Also, a lot of people say this as well, the arrogance. Like, I felt like I deserved everything. I should have it, and we always say be humble, and that's something I practice on a daily basis. The reason I was seeking recovery and sobriety is just because I knew I had bigger things than what I was doing. I knew there was a greater purpose in my life than what I was actually living. And, you know, Racing for Recovery gave me the tools, and they laid out the blueprint for me to achieve this thing. I had to put in the hard work. You know, I had to be this person. But this place is, I'm truly grateful for all the tools and all the information and all the knowledge they gave me on how to live this lifestyle, because I never thought I would ever be here in my life. I never thought I would make it as far as I have came. And I'm just grateful for this place and all the people that come here and support everybody. So
It's good to hear you talk like that, buddy. Mr. James.
I'll make it good. I read a while ago that your perception of me is a reflection of you, and my awareness of you is my reaction to you is awareness of me. And if
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
Your perception of me is a reflection of you. My reaction to you is an awareness of me. And what I became very aware of is I've been crippling myself by people's expectations growing up. I was always trying to meet somebody's expectations. And the moment I really stopped living to make other people happy and fulfill expectations that I never really wanted to fulfill in the first place, and I really got honest with what kind of life I wanted to live, what would make me happy, what I wanted to leave behind to be known as or known of, my life really started to change. My mentality changed. I've grown to really care and respect Racing for Recovery and the people that's in here, because there's no expectations here. You know, there is one, live a healthy life and how you're going to get there, and support you in every way they can to get you to get on your way and live the best life you can. And when I accepted that, it's kind of when I went all in, you know, and I don't know, my respect for myself and the people around me is just, like Randall said, it's just, I appreciate this place. I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful I got the opportunity, and I'm grateful that my eyes are kind of open now, and that I'm doing what I'm doing, because I'm legit happy, and I haven't been happy in a long ass time. No, like seriously, like in a long time inside, I haven't been happy. And I smile a lot more, I clown a lot. My fried personality is back. A lot of people get off me that. You know, and it feels good to laugh again, instead of fake smiling, trying to put on a mask and people think I'm all right. You know, when people see that I'm all right, it's because I'm actually all right now. There's not no fakeness about it anymore.
Man, I'm glad I showed up tonight just to listen to this. Junior, I can't see, dude. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Adversity, so like for me, when you guys mentioned it, I was thinking about like my upbringing. Everybody in here has a story in a sense. You know, we all come from different backgrounds, different locations, you know, in the United States and all that. And yeah, a lot of times we lose focus on sometimes where you're brought up kind of aids in what direction you go in life. So me growing up, I was born in a bad part of town, single mother, on welfare, no dad around. The signature was on the birth certificate, but I've never met him. Not one picture with him. I have pictures with my mom and all that, but I think at a young age, I didn't realize the circumstances that I were in and what adversities I had to overcome throughout life. I guess it was hard growing up, but I didn't realize it as a young kid. You know, it was life. It was normal. My mom was schizophrenic, all that kind of stuff. She would see cats and shit that weren't there, and it was just me and her. So I guess at an early age, I learned how to disassociate myself to other people, feelings, emotions. And at age 12, my mom gave me up, and then I became a product of the system. She moved out of state from California to Arizona with one of her boyfriends. And prior to that, she was always in a wheelchair, so I would push her around town and all that kind of stuff. So at age 12, I was shocked because the person that I cared for, took care of, and vice versa, just left me. No call, nothing of the sort. And at that point in time, I got into the foster care system. And one of the first things my social worker told me is with your upbringing, you're now a statistic. People in foster care, kids in foster care, there's three main outcomes. Prostitution when they emancipate, incarceration like my father, as well as obviously death, and then there's a very small percentile that go to college and make something of themselves, whatever it may be. So that was hard to deal with. It was just by myself, I was on my own. I got court reports from when I was a child, and I would read them as I was a teenager about how they would have a custody hearing. My father wouldn't be there because he was incarcerated on drug trafficking charges and so forth. So as a teenager, I said I would never be my father. I'd never have a kid that I wouldn't take care of, and I would never really abandon anybody in a sense, even though my biological parents abandoned me. So I went with this chip on my shoulder. And with not having a father growing up, I assumed being a man just means you hide your emotions and you're tough. You take the punches and you keep rolling. Well, it wasn't until I came here, and I'm 33, so about a year or so ago, that I realized that one of my biggest issues was overcoming that adversity was letting people know that I am weak, or I was weak. And I used drugs as a crutch. And when I came out and admitted that, that's when I started realizing why I used to do the things I did, why I have issues with abandonment, why I have issues with building relationships. And I'm not good at it yet, but I think seeing that from a different perspective and realizing people like Todd, like Racing for Recovery, like my adopted dad, you know, they give people like us hope. You know, when you think nobody's there for you, you know, it's humanity. There are really shady people in this world, we know that. But in the same sense, I think if you have a good heart and you've been dealt a bad hand, I think eventually you hang in there, someone's gonna help you pick you up.
Dude, you need to get a license and work here. And train pigs and dogs and all that stuff.
I'm a dog trainer.
Penny, you're on.
I just wanted to follow up with what Bobby said. When my father was dying, Bobby was quite the hellraiser because, you know, just was in the wrong place in his life at that time. And everything going on now, I want to thank the program that he's following here for him being aware of what's going on at home and being there for the family at this time. So I just wanted to thank Racing for Recovery for what you've instilled in my son at a time like this. He's a different man. Thank you.
You're welcome. Chelsea, raise your hand.
Yes.
Yep.
I just wanted to speak on the topic of adversity. I think for me personally, adversity isn't something that I'm unfamiliar with. It's kind of something that I've normalized myself with, and then I've dealt with it in an unhealthy way by abusing substances or whatever. Whenever I felt something was unfair or there was a dysfunctional relationship, what adversity is to me today is to let go of feeling like I still need to relive that and carry that with me while I'm being successful in my life and while I'm doing healthy things. Because I don't need to feel that way anymore. And I think that's been the hardest part for me, is to, it's kind of like the analogy of like bringing baggage to a relationship. It's like, that's my baggage that I bring everywhere that I go. And it's a constant reminder of, you know, what I've done or how I've affected other people or how they've affected me. But that doesn't mean that's who I am. So I think that's been my greatest struggle, is just realizing that those circumstances or situations, I really don't need to carry them around anymore. I guess that's it.
That's good. Steven, last comment, buddy.
Junior's talking about how good is always shines through. If you look at history, the good has always prospered. If there was a positive motive, it's always prospered. If someone had a bad motive, an ulterior motive, it doesn't prosper. It might go so far, but eventually that luck is going to run out and the good is going to win. Family, I'm saying I can't help but think about family, you know, how grateful I am to have my family. And, you know, I thank God every day that I have my family, that they haven't abandoned me, and that they've stuck through with me. Even though when I was oppositional and defiant, and I was acting like a bad person, but I'm not a bad person because the good is being prosperous today. And I thank God for that. I bought a couple cards for Rhea today. I hope everybody got a chance to sign them. Mike, I think he's all the way in the back of the room. Rhea's mom is right here. If you can give them to her, she'll mail them to Rhea. I miss Rhea. I've enjoyed having her around. I still think about her today, and I hope other people do too, and I just want her to know that she's not forgotten even though she's gone.
That's kind, Steven. That is really kind. Before we, Patrick, you have our closing poem as usual.
Josh has it.
Oh, we're switching up. All right, 1 second, Josh. When I heard Junior talk and both Bobby and Penny, starts put some things into perspective, and there's also a situation within someone in our program whose relative, they were in a car accident. They were hit head on by a tractor trailer, and they're both gone. They're one of their family members provides care here. And I hear stuff like, Bobby's grandma not doing so well, stuff that Junior's overcome, and a couple other people that unfortunately passed. It really puts things into perspective. So I want to say this too. Keep in mind, those are real issues, okay? Things like if we know that the Racing for Recovery shirts this year are blue, okay, everybody see that? They're blue, right? Everybody again see these are blue? If you walk outside of here and people start saying, hey, I heard the Racing for Recovery shirts are red this year, they're blue, okay? Focus on the blue, they're not red, and pay attention to what's really important. His grandma, the adversity that Junior's overcome, and the 2 people that died. Blue shirts in the big scheme of things, they really don't matter. Go ahead.
My biography of Penn Shore chapters. I walk down the street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I've fallen, I am lost, I am hopeless, it isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it, I've fallen again. I can't believe I am in the same place. But it isn't my fault, it takes a long time to get out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there, I still fall in. It's a habit. My eyes are open, I know where I am. It is my fault, I get out immediately. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it, I walk down another street.
Thanks for coming, everyone.